Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? It's 9 o'clock Wednesday night, Eastern Standard Time, and it's your favorite place to be on a Wednesday, Mike. It's the Mike and Mish Show. What's going on?
Yo, what is up, man? Welcome back, everybody. We got a bunch of people already in the comments talking. I see Falcon was in the comments T minus 46 hours ago.
Well,
Crazy.
we got a big show for you guys tonight. We got back-to-back big shows. We got 4-banger tonight and then 4 more tomorrow. We're going to start off the show with Luis Palomino, follow him up with Steve Tomahawk Townsel, bring on Taylor Killa Bee Starling, and then we'll wrap up the show with Isaac, the Honey Badger Doolittle. So let's go ahead and shout out our sponsors real quick and get to the Baboon.
Let's do it. Oh, the Shave Parlor, best fades and shaves in Cape Coral, Florida. Certified shave and fade masters and beard specialists. Jay, Omar, Heather, and Naughty Nate will take care of all your hair needs. Get your hair did down at 131 Del Prado Boulevard in Cape Coral, Florida. You know how they do it.
You
gotta go there before the February 2nd fight. You can't be going there looking like a creep.
They're all going to the February 2nd fight. So
that's right. Yeah, he's gonna give me a haircut.
Up next, we got the BK Bet Shark, the smartest man in bare knuckle betting. So get your asses over to @BK Bet Shark on Instagram. Subscribe to his link in his bio. Pay the money and listen to him. Go to DraftKings, betonline.ag, whatever you use. Listen to this guy. Bet on some fights. Win yourself some money. You'll thank us later.
Heyo, Dynamic Life, founded by a team of medical professionals with over 25 years of experience in regenerative medicine, anti-aging, weight loss, and sexual wellness. Take back control of your life now. Go to www.livedynamic.com and become a patient in just 20 seconds. And check out the Dynamic Life Instagram page at LIV Dynamic on Instagram. That's LIV without an E, Dynamic on Instagram.
There you go. And last but not least, Bucked Up Energy, Bucked Up Supplements. Go to buckedup.com. Use the promo code Mike and Mish 20. Get 20% off your total purchase. And get yourself some of the best energy drink, not with zero sugar. Here's the thing. Before we bring Luis on, I never liked zero sugar energy drinks. I always thought that they tasted funny, and I didn't like them. But these are not bad at all. They're very good. They're very tasty, and they got the caffeine you need to get at it, to get bucked up.
And Darren at work told me that earlier, that he likes this.
Right. For sugar-free, dude.
Yeah.
For sugar-free, it's really, really good. And one last thing before we bring Luis on, we're going to bring him on in a second. If you haven't noticed, I'm just going to do a shameless plug for my son right now. He is raising money for the American Heart Association. It's the Healthy Hearts Kids Challenge, and his school does it every year. And I always told my other son did it a few years back, and I said, you know what, you want to raise money for kids with that need help for their hearts, give the donators some incentive, So what Nolan is offering, same thing my other son did. He will do one push-up for every $1 he raises for the American Heart Association. Nice. And guys, I'm just going to tell you that we posted that shit last night, and he is at $1,709.
He's got a lot of push-ups
in 24 hours. Nolan has raised $1,709, and nice. He's going to be raising money until February 8th for kids in need. Gary Lang out in Albuquerque, out in Denver. Gary Lang was Albuquerque or
Albuquerque. Yep.
Albuquerque. Right. Gary Lang. Shout out to Gary Lang. His beautiful daughter, Catherine, had multiple heart surgery. She stole our heart out there. So girls like her, they're going to get the help that they need with this money raised. And my son's going to be doing a shitload of push-ups. He already started paying some people off. He's making videos and posting them online to thank the donors. And yeah, he's up to about 150. He did 115 today. He's 9 years old. He can't do it. He can't do 1,700 push-ups in one day.
Oh, yeah, sure he can. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and bring our first guest of the evening on. He is the #1 pound-for-pound fighter on the planet, the best bare-knuckle fighter in the world right now, and maybe of all time. He is coming back off a long layoff, and he's going to get a fight that was once booked but then fell off, and here we have it. Let's go ahead and bring him on and talk about this. The one and only Luis Palomino. What's up, champ?
What's good, guys? How you doing, man? Thanks for having
me. What's up?
Hey, we always want to talk to you, my man. And you got a big fight coming up, so we had to get you on here. Before we get into things, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. It has been a really, really good camp. I have zero complaints and just ready to go, ready for February 2nd, man.
As you heard me say in the intro right there for you, you were supposed to fight Palomino, and a lot of people, you were supposed to fight Trout, and a lot of people forget about this. When he fought Diego Sanchez back in Knucklemania 3, you were there. You went in the ring. You guys had a conversation. It looked like a fight they were going to do. Lo and behold, I think they announced it in April at the Denver card that you guys were going to be fighting maybe in June in Las Cruces.
Yes.
So what was the real reason that fell out?
Well, yeah, like you said, I'm always looking every time there's a signing for somebody in my weight class. When they signed Chan Mendez, when they signed Eddie Alvarez, the first thing I do is grab that phone and ask filming, okay, when do I get him? And finally, I got a good answer when it came to Trout. They even flew me out there. I stepped in there, said, okay, let's get this fight going. What ended up happening, from what I hear, there's a story that I hear, is he started getting funny with money. He started asking for more money because the fight was supposed to be booked in his hometown, right? I'm the defending champion, right? And I'm like, we got to fight him in his hometown? I'm the defending champion. So, okay, whatever. I'm trying to get a name that is relevant, around the world, right? So I said, okay, no problem. I'll fight him in his hometown. Sign the contract, send. Next thing you know, something happened with the venue. They weren't able to book the venue, and they changed the fight to Florida. Mind you, I already had 2 months of camp, and I'm here. Like, I pay sparring partners, like high level sparring partners, to get ready for my fights, and specifically for him being a former 2-time WBA world champion. I paid some top dollars from sparring partners, and 2 months of work just went to the crapper. What happened was, from what I hear, he started getting funny with money once the fight was changed from his hometown to my home. Yeah, and this happened with 3 weeks. So 3 weeks before the fight, I get a call, and they're like, "Hey, look, the fight with Trout is off. You're now fighting James Lilly," which changed everything. This is a right-handed fighter, more of a bare-knuckle fighter. Everything changed, man. And you know what we do? I told my coach, you know what, man, with 3 weeks, that means that we have 2 weeks of sparring. We're not going to look for people that are like Lilly, with such little time. I said, I told coach, you know what, man, let's just do what I do best. I think one of my biggest traits in bare knuckles is that I adapt. I adapt to everyone's style. I adapt to what's going on. So I told him, let's just spar everybody. And I started sparring all different type of people, like tall, short, southpaw, right-handed, and it paid off in the end of the day. 3 weeks notice changed, but we got the W.
Well, let's get right into that fight. Before we talk about the Trout fight, you brought up it was a change, and it was Lilly. Different, like everything you said was different. You have did you have Tyler Goodjohn in your camp for that one?
Yes, we had good. Of course, he's a training partner on my.
So he's familiar with Lilly, right? He could probably mock him a little bit in the ring.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that night. What do you have any regrets on anything that went on that night? Because after the fight was over, in the in-ring interview, there was a lot of backlash for things that you said, and the boss himself was not happy with it. So it's a two-parter here. Do you regret anything about your performance that night, and do you regret anything about the interview afterwards?
Look, I'll be very honest with you, and this is the truth of what happened that night, right? I'm a very honest person, and that it can make me get on the bad side of things sometimes, because like I teach my son these things, right? I told my son since he was 7 years old, a man that lies is either embarrassed about something or scared about something. Face the truth. So I always speak with the truth without even filtering what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I just speak my mind. But sometimes that will put me in a weird position. And in this case, I didn't speak the complete truth because I didn't want to seem like an asshole. The complete truth was that in the James Lilly fight, 2 weeks before the fight, about a week and a half before the fight, I had already healed from that knuckle that I broke I fractured in the Tom Show fight, the previous fight, right? It was completely healed. But mind what I told you, I was sparring everybody and anybody, you know, in the last 2 weeks. So I ended up landing an uppercut on somebody's elbow with the exact knuckle, right? And that really, like, it really messed up my hand. It was hurting, right? So then I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna be all right. I'm like, nobody in my camp knew, only my trainer and I knew. Nobody else knew. I didn't want nobody getting in my head with their doubts. You know what I mean? So I just kept it quiet. So then the 2 days before the weigh-ins, we're hitting mitts bare knuckle. I hit an uppercut in the mitts hard, boom, right in the same spot, and I'm in pain. So I said, you know what, man, I need to get a cortisol shot on this because I'm not gonna be able to fight. So I went and got a cortisol shot on a Wednesday. The fight was on a Friday. That cortisol shot didn't kick in till Sunday. You know what I mean? So I literally did the entire fight on one arm, man. You know, so much that I ended up destroying this knuckle on the left arm and tearing my labrum. If you look at the fight, you count how many times I threw my right hand, you'll see me throw it because I have to, you know, poker face it, right? You'll see me throw it, use it like all my other fights. I used my right hand like 10 times in 5 rounds? I did the entire fight. It shows by tearing my damn shoulder. I tore my labrum. So I did 3 surgeries after the fight. So now, getting back to what you're asking, right, and grabbing the microphone and saying, how do I sound, right? Tell me, how do I sound? If I grab the mic and be like, oh, well, you know, I just beat this guy, the only other guy that had a record like mine, 8-0, you know, and I just beat this guy with one arm because I heard about, how do I sound? You know, I'm, you know what I mean? I sound like an asshole, you know what I mean? I didn't say the complete truth, you know what I mean? I think if I would have gone that route, who knows? I probably would have been crucified anyways, you know what I mean? And,
yes, probably.
Yeah, so I'm trying to be truthful and honest, and I'm, you know, but I'm not being completely truthful because I don't want to sound like a dick. you know what I mean?
Okay, all right.
The best way that I can put it was, you know, that's the only thing that came to my head. You know, I was like, in a moment, I was like, well, you know, if you give me an opponent, you know, that is more known out there, and really what I was doing was I was just trying to warm up into challenging Eddie Alvarez in public.
Yeah,
you know, it didn't come out the best way that it should have came out. You know, if I regret anything, it's on the wording of the things that I said, you know, but I don't regret being myself at the end of the day, man. You know what I mean?
No,
I mean, I follow my heart, you know, and the boss wasn't happy. But hey, look, man, you know, we can't all be happy,
right.
You know, because look, I've been asking for a money fight for how long?
For quite a long time.
Who else in BKFC history, and you can do the research on this, who else on BKFC history has more wins over more undefeated fighters?
Nobody.
There's nobody that has faced more undefeated fighters. You put them in front of me, I beat them. Nobody has defended their title more than 3 times. I have 6.
Yep.
Nobody has 8-0. I'm 9-0. Like, you know, I've done everything as the company man that I am. I've done everything that's been asked from me. And all I've been asking for is raising my hand every time they sign a so-called big name that ends up running away, like Chad Mendes. They signed up. Dave Feldman tells me, oh, you know, let him get his feet wet. He gets his feet wet. He disappears for a year, doesn't want to fight me, comes back to fight Eddie Alvarez. Now I'm calling out Eddie Alvarez, and Eddie Alvarez is my weight class. And now you get to Mike Perry at 185. you know, so so I'm not happy either. You know what I mean? Like, you know, what you want me to do? You know, I'm always, you know, I'm doing everything that is being asked for me to do, and I'm asking for a money fight because I've done everything that nobody else has done. I think I deserve it. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know, if I regret some of the wording of how I said things. You know, it came out wrong, but you know, I was kind of in a tight position. I mean, what you want me to do?
Well, no, it is understandable, and I appreciate that. You're being honest with us. After the fight, the post-fight press conference, you have David Feldman, which you just mentioned him a couple of times here, and he was like, "Oh, we're gonna talk." Was there a conversation after that, like right after that, or was it soon after? And is there like what happened in that conversation? Because I can imagine he was upset, you're upset. You're like, I want this fight. He's like, well, you're not going to fight. So I know a lot of people are curious about how that conversation went.
Well, you know, whether the truthful answers rubs anybody the wrong way, the truth is the truth. And like I told you, this is my personality. This is who I am. I'm not going to shy away from the truth. You know what I mean? and truthful to answer you, there was never a conversation. I never spoke. I didn't speak to him until way later, like a few months later. I guess, he was still, not very happy. And I tried communicating, but no communication. Next thing you know, I did 3 surgeries in one day to fix my knuckle, to fix my shoulder, and I took care of the toe of hell, which was the reason why I retired from MMA. And I got rid of all those pains, right? And I was ready to fight at the end of the year. I do 2 fights a year minimum, even though I asked for 3. I do two fights a year minimum, and I ended up not having my second fight.
Yeah, you got 1 last year.
It put me in a very, very, very bad situation because, mind you, as my followers know, I was illegal in this country for 31 years. You know what I mean? So I'm talking about like 31 years. I had moments where I had my work permit and moments when I didn't. There was moments where an American person can pay $30-some bucks for their driver's license. I had to pay $2,500 just for my attorney, just to get a work permit to then go and get my license. And sometimes it couldn't happen. So I lived the life of an immigrant here, and I wasn't able to buy a home. I've always been a very responsible person with my money. I know how to budget myself. I'm a very responsible person. I'm not one of those young kids in the game, in their 20s, not knowing what to do with their money. I'm 43 years old. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it put me in a real bad position because the fight prior, I just bought my home and I just remodeled it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So now I'm like, whoa, I'm not fighting. It got me. It put me in a real bad situation.
Can I ask you about the surgeries? Because I'm only asking because I had labrum surgery and bicep surgery, and it took me a solid year. I tore the bicep off the shoulder and it slid down, and I blew out my labrum, so I had to get I was in a sling for 10 weeks after the surgery, but it took me like a solid year before I was feeling up to where I was prior to. How soon after your surgeries were you feeling like you could get back in there?
You can call me like a dumbass Wolverine. I explained to you why. Right? Within 6 weeks after surgery, I was training.
Okay? Yeah, that's crazy. That sounds a little crazy, Luis, because I would imagine snapping that arm out was probably not the best thing for your physical therapist.
I wasn't snapping, but I was about to start to do mid work, and with 6 weeks, I started moving myself around. And why I say Wolverines, because I actually healed very fast. It was very surprising to me how fast I healed. I don't know if it was the power of the mind, how bad I wanted it to come back and be ready, but I didn't do the therapy that I should have done. You know what I mean? And it did kind of cost me a little pain later on. I still deal with a little bit, but I have the range of motion now. And right now I can say I'm 100, but I rushed it a little bit. I felt too good too fast, and I kind of rushed it, started hitting the weights, because I said in my head, you know what, man, I'm not dropping back down to 155. There's for what? There's nobody there for me. I took care of everybody, defended my title 6 times. There's no money fight for 5. You know what I mean?
So did you just say that you're done with 155? Is that is that official?
Well, look, I kind of find out that I'm getting stripped from the 165-pound belt, and I wasn't very happy about that. I was asking to defend that belt in the last 3 fights that I did. I was asking to defend that belt, and I didn't get the opportunity to do it.
Some people think that you vacated. If you you go out there, people don't know. They'll say like you vacated the belt, but you didn't vacate the belt.
Yeah, so let's clear that up.
Yep.
There is no interview. There's not one interview you will find out there from anybody whatsoever in which I come out saying that I vacated that belt. Ever.
I actually got confirmation today. I wanted to make sure, so I messaged Nate Shook, and I said, "Can you please clarify something for me tonight or today? Because we're going to be talking to Luis tonight. Did he or did he not get stripped from that belt?" And he did. He said he confirmed that. He said no, he didn't vacate it. We took it. Yeah. And it was. I'm assuming it was because they thought you were going to be out for a prolonged period of time because of the surgeries, right? Is that what it was?
Well, actually, they took it before that, because if you remember the date that Gogo fought for my belt, I was hurt yet. You know what I mean? Okay. So
All right.
So So they took the belt. I never vacated it. You know what I mean?
So they're
All right,
worried
let's-
about the two division holder, hoping that you could get back and forth and not hold up the belt.
Well,
Which
you know
is
what?
probably like the
strange
outlook to it.
because
They're not doing that.
I was
He
just
is,
gonna
he
say,
is,
there's
yeah.
somebody else doing that same thing. So
Yep.
let's
But I
talk
feel like
about.
they've been wanting to get that belt, one of those belts from the 185.
I have a feeling that
back
the
in
185-pound belt is now vacant. They haven't
Yeah.
like announced that yet, but I'm sure that's vacant now. Let's get into Austin Trout because we do have to talk about him. He is the probably the most skilled boxer that's come over into bare knuckle so far out of anybody that they brought over. Maybe Paul and Malignaggi, but Austin Trout's the man, right? Two-time world champion. I would say this is probably one of your biggest tests to date. What is this? You're a big legacy guy. You talk about you have set your name in stone in the world of bare knuckle. You've asked for legacy fights. You asked for money fights. What would a win over Austin Trout at 165 to recapture your title that you never lost do for you legacy wise?
I think is the perfect candidate, and I'll explain to you why, right? Trout debuted against Diego Sanchez at 165, right? He comes in as a former two-time WBA world champion, somebody that's faced the likes of Canelo Alvarez, the Charlo brothers, even knocked out Miguel Cotto. The guy has a hell of a track record behind him. He's world known. Yes. So, I think that this is like the person, for me, it's my first pick to defend my title against, I never got the opportunity to defend it. Now I have. When I spoke to Feldman, I told him, look, I don't want to go down to 155. I want to fight Trout. Let's make that fight happen again, and let's do it to defend my 165-pound belt. So he was like, I guess the company's having this thing where they don't want to have somebody holding two weight divisions, and I understand that. So I told him, look, no problem. You can have the 155-pound belt. I'll open that up. As a matter of fact, this is my idea, right? As a matter of fact, I just, I have a management company called Primal Instinct Management, and I signed James Lilly. James Lilly's under Primal Instinct Management. I manage him now, just like I manage, right? So I told Feldman, look, James Lilly lost to the pound for pound. How about we put James Lilly to fight Tony Soto for the title? I'll vacate the 155-pound title. Let me defend my 165-pound title against Trout. He didn't like the idea with Lilly because Lilly's coming off a loss. He says, nah, Lilly needs to get a win. Let's get him a win first, and then we can talk about a title shot. So we're working on that right now for Lilly. But that one you can say here in the Mish show, Mike Mish show, that I vacated the 155-pound title. You know what I mean? I'm 155 right now.
Wow, I did not know this.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
all right.
People,
well,
a lot of people wanted to see that Tony Soto fight. One of them. I know Kyle's one of them. I mean, I guess it's not impossible to never see it if he moved up to 165. But yep, that is crazy.
Look, man,
I know that.
I think when it comes to Tony Soto, man, I'm sorry, but I was there when he fought Tyler Goodjohn. Look, let's just call a spade what it is, man. Who in the top 5 has he fought to begin with? Okay, and then I was there cornering Tyler when he fought that fight, right? I came in the ring and I looked at Tony Soto's eyes and I told him, brother, you didn't win that fight. And he looked at the floor, admitting it in my face. You know what I mean? Like, even he didn't believe that he won that fight. He was dead tired, and Tyler was coming.
He was definitely tired.
He was dead, brother. And I watched that fight back to back. I got Tyler 3-2 in that fight, man. But look.
So yeah, I didn't think it was.
I guess it depends on who you talk to. I guess it depends on who you talk to. But the fact of the matter is, he did win. He got the W, and he is the #1 contender. And that is what everybody says. There's rankings for a reason. They all wanted to see you fight him. If that's the news here, then maybe we get a James Lilly Tony Soto fight, and that's fantastic. Before we wrap this up with you, because we're gonna bring on your buddy is your buddies with Steve Townsel, right? You know Tomahawk. Yeah, he's gonna be coming on in a minute. The Mike Perry fight. Now, you were asking for it for a long time, and I really just, and I want to just ask you this: do you truly believe that is that ever gonna? That's really not a possibility, right? They've been pretty bullish. They've been pretty pushback on that, right?
All right, 2 years. 2 years I've been asking for 2 years. Okay.
Yeah, and we were there at BKFC 56 at the pre-fight, and the way that
pre-fight, we were like, post-fight.
You see that space all the way in the top right there, the empty spot over there?
Yes, sir.
All right.
That you want the king of violence there?
No, that's going to be the belt that I'm going to defend against Trout. Once I complete this wall right here, because Mr. Feldman already said it, that he's not thinking about having anybody defend that king of violence belt and whatnot. So he already cut that off when I asked about that, right? So to answer your question, man, yes, I do believe this fight's going to happen. As a matter of fact, Mr. Feldman is a man of his word. In the last conversation that I had with him, is said, "You do what you do, and I'll do what I do." Okay, meaning you put on the show that you say you're going to put on February 2nd, and we'll make this fight happen with Perry. Now, it has to happen, my brother, because the people in my weight class don't want to fight me. So what am I to do here? You know, you have a number one contender at 155 that you're talking about, Soto, right? I don't make money with that fight, man. I'm sorry. Look at that wall. That wall's full.
Yep.
You know, at this point, when I collect that last belt, I don't care about belts no more, man. I'm trying to get paid. And to get paid, I have to go 155, 165, 175 and fight the monster at Mike Perry. And let me tell you something, man. I'm sorry, brother, but that fight with Eddie Alvarez, he was getting pieced up every second of that fight until he caught Eddie Alvarez. And Eddie Alvarez, the only reason why he got caught up is because he stopped moving his legs and he started standing in front of the monster. You know what I mean? I can pick Perry apart all day, all night. He will never find me, man.
It seemed like when Feldman answered your question, it seemed like he was leaning towards the Alvarez fight more than the Mike fight. And it did happen before the fight actually happened. That was answered. But it did seem like that's how he was leaning. Like, if it's going to be one of them two, it's probably going to be Alvarez, you know?
Well, I hope so. Look, I'll take Alvarez. If they don't give me Perry, I'll be happy with Alvarez.
Yeah.
Can I ask you
Alvarez,
one more? Perry, Alvarez, these guys are big names. They're money. Are they legacy fights as well? Because what is more important to you at this point in your life at 43 years old, undefeated? You talk about legacy a lot, but you also talk about money a lot. What is more important to Luis Palomino right now, legacy fights or money fights?
What's more important for Luis Palomino at this age is once that wall is completed February 2nd, it's money fights. All I want to know is I don't care who I'm fighting, my brother. I really don't care who I'm fighting. I don't care if it's Mike Perry. I don't care if it's his father, if it's Eddie Alvarez or whoever they bring from the outside. All I care is about the size of the check next to the name. Yeah. All I care is about money fights. That's all I care. I think I've earned it. It's my right, and I want it.
I agree with you. I do think you earned it. For sure.
I think so too. Yeah, earned, like we always say, us military guys, earned, not deserved. Like, you have earned it. You don't deserve shit. You have earned everything that you've gotten so far. And if that's the way you want to go, that is a perfect answer right there. You win on February 2nd. That's a legacy fight for you right now. And then that could be the conduit to a money fight with Perry. That's a fantastic answer. Vacant 155 division, that blows my damn mind. That opens up a whole nother conversation. Luis, how do you end it on February 2nd with Austin Trout? Does it go all 5?
No, it doesn't. It'll be over by the end of the second round.
Woo.
I will be timing him in that first round. He's not an aggressive forward fighter. He's more of a laid-back boxer. And this is not boxing. This is bare-knuckle boxing, and I'm the emperor in this game.
There it is. Thank you so much for coming on and answering all these questions, because we had to ask a few go-to questions tonight that we haven't seen anybody else ask, and I think you answered them all. Mike, do you have anything else for the champ?
Oh, thank you so much. I cannot wait to see this fight. We will be there, so we'll be able to see it in person. So I am super excited for this.
You got it, bud. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you.
All right, man. Take it easy, and good luck on February 2nd. We'll see you at the weigh-ins.
All right, guys. Take care.
All right. Take care.
Yeah. All right, there he goes. He answered everything.
Yeah,
that just
we learned a lot. There's a lot to unpack. We're not going to have time to unpack.
Yeah.
1 second though, before we move on, because we're going to have to move on here, right?
Yeah, we got to bring on Townsel. Yep.
We're going to bring on Townsel. We forgot to do one thing before we went to Palomino, because we have 4 signed posters, right? So we're going to be behind a poster right now. We have a Townsel poster to give away, but before we give that one away, we're going to do the Palomino poster. And I'm going to put a question out. You guys put your answers in the chat. Whoever gets it, I will write in the chat that someone has gotten the question right, and we will let them know who won later on after the Townsel interview is over, and then we will give away the Townsel. We have 4 tonight for all the guests. So, all right.
What does the poster look like?
The poster looks like, the Palomino poster looks like this. So here we are. Here is the Palomino poster. This is courtesy of the Extreme Bare Knuckle fans page. You know, Russ, he's over there doing his thing, and he has donated these 4 posters to us. And
what's the question?
We're going to give them away. So the question is, what former BKFC fighter did Luis Palomino beat in MMA? So what former BKFC fighter did Luis Palomino beat in MMA? Put the answer in the comments, full name, first and last, and I will let people know when they get the winner, and we will bring on Tomahawk right now while you guys answer that question.
He's going to be fighting Leo Bercier out of Montana, another Native American pride fighter. He is a fucking monster himself. These two are going to go at it in front of the Hollywood, Florida crowd again. Here he is, Steve Tomahawk Townsel.
What's going on, everybody?
Hey, what's up, dude? How are you?
I'm doing amazing, man. How about yourself?
We're doing great. We just had an awesome interview with Luis, and
I tuned in.
Yeah, he just dropped some news on us there, and we got to unpack that after this. But and man, welcome back to the show. We always tell everybody this is one of the most exciting fighters you're going to see in that 205-pound weight class. Tomahawk, you come to bang every single time you're out there, and I feel like they found you the perfect dance partner, man. Like, let's talk about this. Let's go.
Yeah, man. So, Leo, dude, super stoked. I'm honored to fight this guy. I mean, a lot of people, you know, judge books by their cover. They don't really know what the hell they're talking about. But this guy's got over 50 professional fights. He's fought in the Tough House. He's 3-1 right now with the BKFC. And he comes to fight. And as you know, like, I'm coming every time. No matter if it's the first fight or it's the last fight, I'm coming to fight. And you're definitely going to get that from me this go around.
You know how they always say styles make fights? You guys basically both have the same come forward style. You throw punches in bunches. You throw powerful punches. It's going to be like two of the same guy kind of like duking it out in there. And I really love this matchup. Yeah, like you said, he's entering his 5th fight. I think this will be your 5th with the company, right?
This is my 5th with the company, my 7th overall.
7th to get all together.
Yep.
Now, 7, this will be his 7th. So 6 fights for Townsel, 4 for Bercier. Mike, tell the people that are watching how many knockouts or TKOs are involved in the combined 10 fights of these two guys.
Okay, so here we go. These two guys, Townsel is 3-3, right? All together in bare knuckle, all TKOs, no matter what. Either way, okay? Right. Bercier, 3-1, same thing. No matter what, win or lose, TKOs. How do you think this fight's going to end here? If I had to roll the dice, I think someone's getting knocked out in this fight.
I'm looking forward to it, man. He has a warrior spirit just like myself. It means a lot to him to fight with his people on his back, just like it means for me. Yeah, I'm excited. He's got a weird calmness to him when he fights, even though he's a forward fighter. I'm excited to see how that's going to pan out for him because I don't think he's going to be able to hold it together like that with me.
He's going to be fighting you. So like we touched on you guys are, your nickname's Tomahawk. You are of Native American descent. Is it Cherokee? Is it what is
Cherokee and Shahaspis, which is the Blackfeet Nation.
Right.
My mom's from Nebraska. Pops is from Alabama. My res was in Alabama, so that's the Cherokee.
How long have you been in Florida though? You've been in Florida for a long time?
I was born here on our way to Alabama. Stayed in Alabama like the first maybe 4 years of life. Came back to Florida. Been here ever since. But I was born here in Fort Pierce, Florida. where I reside now, between here and Miami. We lived in Alabama for a little bit. But other than that, I've been in Florida the whole time.
So he's fighting you in your backyard then. So Native American, but also Native Floridian is what you are right now. And he's fought most of his fights in Montana. I think he has one outside of Montana for BKFC. If I had to guess, I don't even know without looking it up, but he probably fought on one of those Omaha, Nebraska cards or something like that.
Big possibility. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So he's coming to your hometown, and how much does it mean to you to be able to fight in Hollywood, Florida, in front of that crowd every time? Like Hollywood is like one of the best places ever.
It is the absolute best, man. I don't know if you guys knew this, but I live about 2.5 hours away from the Hard Rock.
Yep, we do know that.
And if you've ever heard the crowd at the Hard Rock light up when I walk out, it is my second home. So it is a little more than my backyard. It is home, and I'm excited for it.
One of our questions really is because the last time you were on here is actually too long ago, to be honest. We have seen you, we see your fights, we go to some events, we interview, but to come on the show, I think the last time you were on here was like July 2022, which is far too long. And I apologize for not having you on between then and now. That's crazy. Time is just flying by. But you did mention on that show that you had just started training with Trujillo and Palomino. You were training by yourself. You started training with those guys, and you were driving 2 hours. You were dropping off your kids on Monday morning. You were driving 2 hours. You were staying there all week and then going back home for the weekends. Are you still doing that? Or did you guys finally move over so that you can spend more time with your family? Because I know it hurts you. I know it just by watching. I watch back, and you can just see it's not easy to be away from your family.
It's not easy at all. It's necessary sometimes, though, especially in doing what we do. First of all, I wasn't training myself before I started training with them. I had a boxing coach here. I still work with him now with Byron Zamora. He's still my boxing coach. I'm not going to Miami and staying in Miami. I'm probably down there 2 times a week. I lucked out, and my coach, Tigre, his daughter moved to Port St. Lucie, so that's right here where I live. So he's down here on the weekends. I mean, I got the best of both worlds in all this, and I wasn't really able to be down there and be away from my kids this go around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Things are changing. They're getting a little older. I got to be a little more hands-on. I'm turning 44 in March, man. So I got a lot of responsibilities outside of what I do as a profession. But things seem to work out for me through all this.
Awesome.
So, I mean, yeah.
How old are your kids, if you don't mind me asking?
So I got a 17, 14, 12, and 9.
Oh,
I got all girls.
Oh, girl.
Wow, no kidding. 4 girls, holy kid. Because I'm 42 and I have a 12 and a 9-year-old, and I feel you. 4 girls is a different ball game for me. I got 2 boys, and I'm very involved in like baseball, basketball. They do jujitsu, they box, they do karate, they do like all the different martial arts, and I'm like busy as hell. I can't even imagine what it's like are they all involved in sports and school activities?
They all are completely different. I gotta find ways to be more involved in the things that they want and help them chase their dreams. I think about last 2022 when I was like, I told you guys that I told my kids, you can always follow your dreams. You can always be whatever it is that you want to be. You just got to want it bad enough. And I was chasing my dream. And that was kind of how the example that I gave. But now I'm to the point where I've got to really help them follow their dreams and put more into them than in myself. And as a fighter, this is probably one of the most selfish things you can do on the planet. And if you can't be selfish, then you're not going to be as successful in it. It takes a lot of time on you to do these things. So I'm coming up in my last couple of years, banging it out. I'm excited. My kids are with me. I mean, I've had my oldest daughter corner me a couple times. They watch the fights. They know Dad's a fighter. It's cool. I'm obviously not going to get rich in fighting. And I think any fighter that comes into the game thinking they're going to get rich is in the wrong profession. You do it because you love it. You do it because it's your passion. And along the way, hopefully, you come off into that. But like Palomino said, I'm trying to build a legacy. Think about the beginning guys in the UFC and all these other big promotions. You know, they're still talking about those guys because they're the ones that helped build the promotion itself.
Yeah.
Well,
30 years later, they're still being talked about.
And I'm here in the beginning of it all. I'm paving my own way. I'm working hard, man. I'm at my 7th fight. So that's really important to me as well, you know, becoming part of the BKFC, you know. So when you mention it 20 years from now, you know, old Tomahawk's going to come up somewhere in that conversation.
That's amazing. Let me follow that up then with 4 very active daughters, and you want to be involved. How active do you want to stay with the BKFC this year? Do you want, is this like, is this year the one that you're going all out, staying active with them? And
I'm going all out till I'm not all out. Like there's no halfway. I want 3 fights for the year minimum. Like if I'm not busy, then I'm not doing something right. As long as I'm not injured, I don't understand why I shouldn't be fighting. You know what I mean? The crowd loves me. I love them. I'm going to put on the fights. You know what I'm saying? There's not going to be a person that you're going to send my way that I'm going to be like, oh, I don't want to fight that guy. He's too much for me. And that goes for heavyweights, 205ers. And I'm thinking about just playing with 185, man. I think it's a good push for me. I think it's something new. It's something that's going to challenge me. I make 205 fairly easy. Why not go ahead and drop down there, see if I could touch off on one of them dudes, you know?
Who do you see at 185 that you'd like to tangle with?
I wish that I'm gonna say Lorenzo just because he's fallen in all 3 of these. And
make him cut that weight.
When I mention this guy, it's not because I got anything. I think he's an amazing fighter. I think he's done great for this promotion and this sport. I think he does a good job for all of us. Yeah. But he's one of the better guys, and I don't want to fight someone that's not good. I don't want to fight a trash can. I don't want to fight someone that I'm not going to get any points off of for myself as well as anybody else. You know, I want the monsters. I want the ones that ain't no one else wanting to fight because that's where it's at. That's a fighter. You know,
so Tomahawk, if you got 3 fights this year and you go out there and you impress, right, and you do what you do, and you come out of this year 3-0, right? Just like we're just flashing to the future. You know the state of the 185 and the 205 divisions right now because Lorenzo is on this mission to get that heavyweight title. Mm-hmm. He said he's willing to vacate the 205 and the 185-pound belt. So aspirations to be a world champion could still be, you know, in your view as well, because you go down to 185 and I think it's already vacant. I don't think they've announced that yet, but you got Jared Warren, you got Isaac Doolittle, you got Jomi Escoboza, you got Josh Dyer. You end up down in 185. You could be right in the mix with those boys for sure. And with Lorenzo out of 205, where do you see yourself amongst the top 5 that are left behind Lorenzo?
You know, if I didn't catch this last loss, you know, I should be, even with the loss, I should be in the talk with any one of these guys. I'd like to fight Alexander, man. Houston is been in the game for a while. He's been killing it. Like that's the fight I want. I'd even like to see Quentin Henry. I'd like to bang with him. You know, any of these guys that are up there in the mix. You know, I'm with it. Let's go. And I've been calling both of those guys' names. And once again, man, if I say your name, it ain't because I think that you ain't shit. It's because I think you are shit, and I want it. I want all the smoke. So,
wow.
But those
nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Not at all. Like who wants to fight someone that no one's never heard of? That they can just walk through. Nobody wants that. And if you do, I don't think you belong here. You know, that's my opinion, you know.
Wow. No, man, those are two names that I would love to see you scrap with both of those guys for sure. And like I said, if Lorenzo's off to greener pastures in the heavyweight division, eating sandwiches and walking around 240 pounds, that 205 is probably in the rear view for him. So who knows, man? Yes. Whew. Man, a win over Leo Bercier in a follow-up fight with Houston Alexander would be fantastic. I think people in the comments agree with that as well.
And who wouldn't want to see a fight like that? You know what I'm saying?
Especially after that last one with Houston and Jeremy Smith, man.
Yes.
That thing was crazy.
Yeah, it was insane.
Jeremy's a good dude. I mean, Houston's a good man, super positive guy, does a lot for his community.
Yes.
Jeremy went into that fight kind of banged up, you know what I mean? And then messed up the other shoulder in the process. No excuses, man. This is what we do. You know what I mean? I seen Jeremy taking that fight. I was kind of I wish it was me that had that fight before Jeremy had it. You know what I mean? Like, so when he got it, I was like, dang, you know.
Wow.
And I thought he was gonna take it from him, man. But Houston, man, showed his steel. And,
Houston showed that the guy's got Teflon ribs in that damn fight because
that last round, woo,
dude, the amount of hooks to the body that he took from Jeremy Smith was bananas. It was not. I was like holding myself watching this fight. I'm what the fuck? Oh my god!
Yeah, I couldn't believe that he wasn't just like all purple on the side. No. Like he was looking after the fight. He actually didn't look too bad. I was like, how? I don't understand that.
I guarantee you, man. After that next week or so, man, was miserable.
Bad.
Because there's nothing you can do for bruised ribs, cracked ribs. I mean, it hurts to take big breaths.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah, he's probably barely breathing, walking around, laying down, just barely breathing. Can't lay on your side, can't lay on your back, can't cough, can't swallow too hard. Like, can't do anything. You can't laugh.
Miserable.
Can't laugh.
Miserable. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Unreal.
But he came away with the win. Like I said, man, that dude showed he's got a big old set.
Yes, he does. And talking about what he does for his community is unbelievable. We've had him on here a couple times, and if anybody is interested, you know, go and research Houston Alexander and what he does, because he goes around to schools in his area and he teaches them about hip hop, graffiti, breakdancing. Like, it is awesome. It's like way right up my alley. I love that shit. Love it.
Anything dealing with the youth, man. I don't understand why more people with the platform don't. You know, it's cliche or whatever, but that is our future. That is who's going to be making the decisions for our country in the future. So kudos, man. That dude's awesome. I love what he's doing for the community.
Look at that stat right there from the comment section. 120 landed body shots by Smith in that fight. 120. And I think they were all on one side.
Man, wow.
It's just crazy. Hey.
Finish your. You were saying something there, and you got cut off. I don't know if there was like
more people with this platform. You know, I do some. I don't do enough. I don't believe. Like I said, I'm pretty selfish with my time. It takes a lot to do what we do, but I do try doing things for my community. Project Lift down here in Fort Pierce, Florida. If you've got a platform, use it for something besides the bullshit, man. You know, we're getting flooded out with clout chasers and everything else. Let's give back to our communities a little bit. Let's help out the next generation. If anybody is seeing this, you know what I mean, reach out to me. You know, let's get together. Let's collab on something. Let's do something a little bit different than what everybody else is doing. I just think it's super beneficial. It'll make it the change. You want change in the world, but you can't change anything yourself. You can't do nothing different. So I'm all for that.
That's
awesome.
A good message.
And real quick before I love that message. What is Project Lift? What is that? Can you tell me?
Project Lift is something for the youth here. People that are juveniles that are dealing with issues at school, at home. Some of them are placed in the program. Some of them are they come to it willingly. But it's right here in Fort Pierce. They help them get jobs. They help them learn trades and so forth. It's kind of the extra. So it's not like Big Brothers Big Sisters. It's a little bit more pushed on the young men of the world. You know, our young men are. Man, no one's giving them any guidance, you know, and a lot of them want it and they can't get it. We're not talking about the ones that are out here that don't even want it, you know what I mean? But we need to reach out to them as well. These kids want help, man. They want a little direction. They're not feeling the love at home. They're abused. They're going through it at school where they're getting picked on. They don't fit in anywhere. They're having suicidal thoughts, you know, and they have no real backbone, no backing with them. So I mean, that's where we should be, you know. in my opinion, which is just mine, I'm not saying
that's great.
but
I agree totally, wholeheartedly.
Steve, that's amazing. You're definitely an amazing guy, and the people that are watching, they're definitely fans of yours, and your message is strong, and your fighting style is entertaining. So, with that said, we'll be seeing you in Hollywood, Florida, on February 1st when we get down there for the weigh-ins.
Yes.
But we'll be there live, and I cannot wait to see this fight. And guess what? My old man is going to his first bare knuckle fights. And this is a perfect kind of fight. This is the kind of fight that I pump up for that old man, and I say, hey, you got to watch the certain ones on the card that night. You got to watch this one. This one's going to be fucking insane. So, Steve, thank you very much for coming on. We'll be tuned in. Everybody will be tuned in, and we'll see you down in Florida, my man.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, man.
Have a good one.
Thank you so
Take
much.
it easy.
Take care. See you down there.
Hey.
There he is, Steve Tomahawk Townsel.
Yeah,
dude. What a powerful message from that guy. He's a good dude for real. And he pours his heart out in that ring, win or lose. Like you said, 3 knockouts, 3 knockout losses.
3-3, all knockouts. Yep, all KOs, TKOs. Leo Bercier, 3-1, all knockouts, TKOs, whether win or lose. So I have a funny feeling that there'll be a knockout.
All right. Fight. Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Do not miss that one. Don't go to the bathroom during that one.
No.
Before we bring Taylor on, you want to show the poster real
that's
quick?
Right. It's the good thing you reminded me because I almost
hold on, Taylor.
forgot.
We'll be right there.
We are giving away this Steve Townsel. Look, it says Tomahawk right there, signed by the man himself. And actually, I believe if you look up in the corner there, I don't know where they got this picture from, but it looks like it says Nick Vespi. I think we all know who that guy is. All right. So, courtesy of the BK fans page, that signed Tomahawk poster will go to the person on Facebook or YouTube, not Instagram. We cannot see that chat in real time. So, answer this question. It is when Steve Townsel fought Chris Sarro. Oh, okay. Let me reword this. How many cancellations were there before Steve Townsel and Chris Sarro fought? This is kind of an easy one. It just happened. Put your answer in the chat, and I will let you know who won.
How many times was the fight canceled prior to them fighting?
Yep.
Too easy. All right. Put the answer in the chat. Win that poster. Let's go ahead and bring our next guest on. She is the Killa Bee. She's going to be fighting Jenny Savage this Saturday down in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Yes. This is a rematch, almost 5 years in the making. MMA the first time. Now they take the gloves off and they're going to scrap. Let's talk to Taylor, the Killa Bee Starling. What are you dancing already?
What's up, guys?
Yo, what is up?
Hey.
Always having a good time. What's up? Yeah. Good to see you. And you're already down there. You've been down there all week. When did you get down to Albuquerque?
Friday.
Friday.
My days are starting to run together, but I've been here since Friday. Yeah.
Nice. And we are going to talk all about this because you've been doing some training down there.
Oh yeah.
Before we get into all what you've been doing down there, we got to talk. Let's just get right into this. We had you on a few months back. We started making posts. Other people started making posts. They were pumping this fight up. We were wondering when the fuck we're actually going to see it. We had David Feldman on in December, I think, and that was one of the questions we asked. We said, when will we see Starling versus Savage in 2024 or in early 2024? He said yes. He was not lying. About a week later, the shit was announced. How happy are you that you got this fight, and how excited are you to be making the move down to 115?
I am so happy. It has been people don't get the behind the scenes of it. This fight has been in the making since it was supposed to happen in September and October, and then it was supposed to happen in November and December. So me and Jenny have both been in this perpetual camp of it's happening, it's not happening, it's happening, it's not happening. So we both have been busting our asses getting ready for each other, and just kept getting this big build up and then let down, and then this big build up and let down. So I'm very excited. I know that she's been training, I've been training. It's just finally 3 fucking days until it's happening, and I can't wait.
So you guys fought back in 2019, right? It was I don't remember what month it was, but it's not quite 5 years ago. I think it's more like 4.5 years have gone by. But
Yeah.
when you fought her the first time, we talked to her last week, and she was very cool about everything with you, from what I remember. This is not the same fight
No.
whatsoever. You were a debuting MMAer back then, right? She was the macho Miss Jenny Savage. You were Taylor Jenkins, for Christ's sake. You were just a totally different person. But now here we are, 5 years later. You guys both have the equal amount of bare knuckle fights under your belt. You both have fought the top of the top in your respective divisions.
Yeah.
And your skill set is not even close to what it was 5 years ago. So how different is this fight going to be from what people can go on YouTube and watch with MMA gloves on?
Oh man, it's going to be so different. So when I fought Jenny, when we fought, I took that fight on 2 days notice. And so I was probably like 130 something, like killed myself to get to 114 to fight Jenny. It was my MMA debut, like pro debut. So I had never fought pro MMA rounds. I just literally took that fight on a whim. I don't even know, like someone just messaged me, was like, man, this girl doesn't have an opponent. Like, and I felt bad. I was like, dang, I've been training MMA. Let's go. So I just like took the drive.
Did you know her?
No.
Did you know her at all? No.
I didn't know her. It was like in a, the let's find a fight matchup Facebook pages and stuff. And someone was like, dude, this girl was supposed to fight in 2 days and she doesn't have an opponent. And I was like, I'll do it. Like, cause that's how I am. And so of course at the time I didn't have a nutritionist. I didn't know about conditioning. I just was a young girl, literally just fighting just because I wanted to fight and I love to fight. And without
bit of a party animal, maybe? No.
Yeah.
Maybe. A little bit.
Being a party animal, all of that stuff. And I literally drove to Kentucky and showed up and fought Jenny so short notice. And so that in itself, like, this is a different discipline. We've both evolved as fighters over the time period, and we've both made like such big names for ourselves. And it's crazy because when I saw Jenny in bare knuckle, that was the first thing I thought was like, okay, like we're gonna cross paths again. And yeah, so a lot of people don't know, like, that fight was like so short notice for me. I wasn't truly a professional yet. That was my MMA debut. I had no idea what I was doing as a professional athlete. I thought I knew what I was doing, but I just went in there and did it, and it was fun, and it was a bloody fucking war of a fight. So I'm excited. I hope that we bring the same energy Saturday.
It was crazy because Mike and we always go back and watch everybody's fights over before we talk to them again, just so everything's fresh in our mind. And before we talked to Jenny last week, we were watching you two fight in MMA, and I'm watching it, and I'm hearing Sean Wheelock and Chris Lytle call it. I see it's you and Jenny. There was the tall coach that's usually in Tony Soto's corner. It was in your corner.
Name? He's got the long hair.
Chase Gamble.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
He's there.
I know. I'm sorry, Chase. Sorry, man. We didn't know your name. Apologies.
But there was more, right? Like, I felt like I was like, Jesus, I feel like we're watching a fucking BKFC event right now because everybody on the damn screen is involved in BKFC right now. Almost everybody. It's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah. I just got done telling Sean Wheelock yesterday. He had texted me, and I was like, what a full circle moment, because at that fight, we had to do like our little media thing, and we're in this shitty motel. Like, one of the worst motels I've ever been in is where they put us for this fight. And I'm in a motel room with Sean Wheelock, and I remember him like looking at me like, this is, we'll always say, man, we're in this shitty room, disgusting, like roach motel. And they're doing my pictures, like this rinky dink setup. And Sean Wheelock looked at me and he was like, I've never met you. I don't know who you are. And I just have to say, like, I don't know if you're planning on pursuing MMA or what you're going to do, but you are going to be a star. And I just remember at the time being like, okay, like, whatever, like, thanks, I appreciate it. But he sat and just looked at me and was like, you just have something about you, and you're going to be somebody, I promise. Like, I can just see it in you. And like, so now when I see Sean and like we're doing all these things and like this fight happening with Jenny, like we're all just like mind blown about it.
It happened so fast, I feel like. you
You
getting like popular like happened so fast that it's
Yeah.
just so wild. Because I remember like the first live event, and we've talked about this before, but I'm sure some people watching might not have heard it. Like, we met Taylor after Knucklemania 1. That's the first time we ever met her in person. It's the first event we ever covered live. And we met her at like 3 a.m. at the hotel. And you had just basically gotten back from
Yeah.
all the chaos of the night, you know?
And my
And
whole
then-
face was like,
Oh, swollen. Your hands were swollen. You could
your
barely
hands
hold on
are what
to
I
anything.
remember more. I remember your hands more than your face. Like your face was
Yes.
blown up, but it looked
Yeah.
like your
I was
hands. It looked like you stuck your hands in a beehive and got stung by 1,000 bees.
Pun intended.
And you're like holding you were taking shots, and you're like holding the shot glass like super dainty like this. And you're like, ah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
that did happen over. It was crazy. Like fighting Teresa and that fight, like I had no idea. Like I didn't even think the fight was that good. Like personally, just because we're always like our own toughest critic. Like I was
Right.
like, oh man, I didn't do good. And I went to the back, and like when I came out in the crowd and like the way the people were with me, like it was insane. And then just in a matter of like overnight, it was insane. My shit just blew up, and like my Instagram.
Do you know
exploded.
when you Google Taylor Starling right now,
Mhm.
what it says at the very top? It doesn't even say fighter. It says internet personality.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
even know that.
Yeah, you have transcended the sport, Taylor. You are now a fucking internet phenom. That's what you are. Maybe that meme really blew you up into a fucking internet person.
And then the funniest part about the meme is like
It
the
does.
meme didn't even blow up until 2 years later, like 2 years after.
Right. Oh, I having such a good time. That's just so fun.
Yeah,
Right, Mike?
yeah,
Did you just fact check it?
No, I
did.
didn't.
I just did. I just fact checked it, and hold on. Let me
Says
bring it.
internet personality, Taylor Starling.
I'll show
It
you right
doesn't
now.
say-
See on the right corner there? Look, right.
Oh, that's
hold
hilarious.
on. Hold on. There it is. Boom.
Look at
Oh my gosh.
that. Taylor
that's so-
Star.
Internet personality.
I'm not that good of an internet personality, but
And
I
do love that it says people also search for Christine Faria, Britton Hart, and Paige Van Zandt. And that night, you had that great fight, became fight of the year, right? You got the meme from the Susan Singari interview, which is fantastic. I'm sure that'll be used forever. Basically, it's just always going to be a thing. And you know how memes are, like they blow up for a while, they settle down, and then it blows up again when something else happens. People are like, oh, we're going to bring that one back out. But then you also had the Britton Hart, Paige Van Zandt. So like Knucklemania 1 was like the women took over
blew up
and
everybody.
really like threw, like it was awesome. And now we just had Christine Faria in the ring with Cyborg. Like I'm telling you, women's bare knuckle is really helping the sport take off big time.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for me and Jenny being the co-main event. Like this is a fight that it's going to be insane. And I know it, like just the energy around it, the build up, all of it's going to be in fucking insane. Me and Jenny are both characters. We're both like, this is something like Christine fighting Beck and doing what Christine does best is awesome. And what she does for the women is great. But I feel like we need something. We need something just to happen to just really get us back. Because like, I feel like there's just been a couple things that have kind of backtracked us a little bit. Like there's been a little bit of boring fights, not Christine, but there's been a little I don't know what it is, a little pause in the hype of the women. So I'm here to I'm like Eminem, guess who's back? I need to come back and
let's talk about this comeback here, because the last time we talked to you, I want to say that you had said that when you fought Christine, you were not in your right mind, right? You said you weren't yourself for that fight. And then you fought Jade, and it was a tough fight, and you got the loss there too. Let's talk about mentally preparing for this one. Where are you? Are you dialed in? How are you dialed in for this one? Talk about the training. We know that your training camp was what it was, but then you got down there Friday, and you've been going balls to the wall since Friday down in Albuquerque. So talk a little bit about your mental state, your physical, and the training heading into Jenny.
I feel phenomenal, and that's like you know, as fighters, when we do interviews like this, I feel like that's what we have to say, like, no matter what. Like, when I was fighting Christine, I was like, I'm the best. But this time I genuinely mean it. I lost this huge part of me with Christine, and with Jade, I was getting it back, but it kind of wasn't all the way back yet, but it was there. I felt great. Like, I did great in that fight. I just think now I feel like myself again. Like, I feel like the Taylor Starling that went and fought Teresa. I feel like the Taylor Starling that went and put Cassie Robb away in 28 seconds. I feel like the one that fought Hannah Guy. Like, I have that fire back in me, and I haven't been, like, I'm so happy and so thankful. And I have so many good people around me, like, taking care of me and checking on me. And, like, another thing I added was, like, a psychologist, like a sports psychologist,
Nice.
because, you know, it's good to have, like, therapy and all of that stuff is amazing. But when it comes to fighting or athletics or, like, anything like that, to have someone who truly knows and understands what athletes go through, it's different than just therapy. Like, I could go to my therapist and talk about bare knuckle fighting all day long, and they're just going to give me a run of the mill answer. But having someone who can deep dive into, like, being nervous or pre-fight nerves or, like, the trauma of losing a fight or things like that, like, so having that too during my camp, it has really helped me out. And physically, I'm in the best fucking shape. I'm cutting to 115. I was a little nervous. I was like, you know, this is a big jump, but I've had months, you know, to kind of prepare and see what happens with my body and fluctuating with weight. And I'm right there. This weight cut is going to be a piece of cake. All these people that told me I couldn't make 115 because my thighs were too big or I'm too heavy and I got a boob job, y'all gonna watch me weigh 115 on Friday, and I'm very excited. And yeah, the Dodson brothers, I've been training with them all week.
Do they ever stop smiling, those two, or
no?
Never.
I'm telling you, I have hit John Dodson and Eric Dodson with some hard ass fucking shots this week, and every time I hit them, they were laughing because they were so happy that I hit them with a hard shot.
Yeah, I believe it. I don't think those guys ever stop smiling. It's insane. And I was just wondering, because you're with them more now, right? So you see them. And I was just wondering, like, do they ever stop smiling?
No.
But the answer is no.
No.
Those two. So is John not like the fastest talker you've ever met? Like, everything about him is like zip, 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 zip. He just doesn't stop. He like accepted. We did our bare knuckle awards, right? And he did the acceptance speech. I had to watch it like 3 times because he was talking so fast. I was like, I'm not even sure what he's saying.
Yeah.
My wife thought it was sped up. Like, I showed the video to Amy and she was like, slow it down. I'm like, no, that's normal speed.
John,
she was like, what?
Training is true. Like, he's truly a freak of nature, and Eric, both of them. But, like, John is like circled around you 5 times before you can even realize that he even circled around you. It's insane. He's so fast and he's so smart. It's been such an honor to be training with them. And, like, I was like, hey, I'm coming down. I've known them for a while. Like, I knew his wife way before they ever knew each other. So, like, it's cool. Like, they're like a extension of family to me. So coming down here and getting to work with them, like, they've been nothing but whatever I need. They have dropped whatever they're doing and helped me and been there and brought me and my whole team here and had us all in the gym, and it's been fucking awesome.
It's great. It's great to hear. A couple more questions we have for you. This is kind of one that I thought of because of it. This is in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
And do you feel like you owe it to yourself to go out there and put on like a fucking hell of a performance, because this was the location, not the same venue, but it is the same location that you and Christine fought, and that was a terrible night for you. Do you feel like you owe yourself something here? You don't owe anybody else. This is for you.
This is for me, and this is for the 505, baby. I had all my people there last time, so I'm excited. They're all going to come back out, and I promise I'm going to deliver something fucking spectacular. The energy here is the best, and yes, I owe it to myself to redeem myself here in Albuquerque and do my people proud. This is where I started fighting. This is where I grew up, where I became a woman. I got to go out there and put all of this on the fucking line and fight like I'm fighting for my life.
I love that.
Yeah.
And
Albuquerque is insane too.
Yeah.
It is. It is the
That place
place.
is nuts.
We've said it over and over again. That's a place where when we go out and we talk about BKFC, bare knuckle fighting, we let people know that it's a thing and it's there. Everyone already knows. They already know. They're like, you don't need to tell me. I already got tickets. I know a fighter. My cousin's a fighter. I fight. Everybody fights. Everybody knows.
The bums
great.
fight. The bums are fighting out here. You're fighting.
Yeah.
This is the fight capital of the world, and
Yes.
it's such a beautiful place. And like this week has been so awesome to be here. Like the first time I came back, it was hard. Like when I had fought Christine, I hadn't been here in 8 years. Had some like super unresolved trauma that I didn't even know I had. So coming back this time, like I've been making the most awesome memories, and time to go redeem myself. I'm ready to put on a fucking show from start to finish, from weigh-in to after the fight. It's gonna be awesome.
It's always entertaining with you for sure. Weigh-ins, walkouts, fights, everything. Last thing.
Gonna be trash. The walkout's gonna be trash. I'm just gonna say that because we
it's
don't
gonna
pick our walkout music.
Oh, because of the prospects here? Is that why?
Well,
Oh,
here's
that's
the
super
thing.
lame.
So he's, I mean, I'm not going to speak for DJ Tony himself, but if he has to use some royalty free off like the YouTube, I always go through there, and I mean, yeah, you're not going to be getting what you want. It's not going to be something really good, but there are some decent tracks on there that you could probably work out with them that are royalty free if you go through them. So I don't know, maybe, I don't know if you've already done that, but you could probably go through a list and find something that's pretty decent. I've heard some decent
Tony
stuff
won't
on
be
there.
there.
I've kind of
What?
decided that I'm gonna let fate just put what, because to me, like the walkouts are iconic. I love it, but at the end of the day, my job is to go in there and fight Ginny Savage. So I'm like, you know what? Whatever fucking comes on, I'm gonna go out there and hype whatever it is up. It could be some classical music, polka, folk.
It could be the
something.
Sesame Street song. You don't give a shit.
Yeah. And I'm gonna come out there like I'm listening to Biggie Smalls and I'm about to kick in the door.
Just be one of those fighters that walks out with headphones on. It doesn't matter what's on in the arena. Just listen to your own shit.
Yeah.
And last question for you. If you get the win with Jenny, what's next for you? Where are your where your focus at right now?
Honestly, like I'm so fucking focused on Jenny that after this, like I know everyone's immediate thing is like title, Britain Hart, go for the whatever. And like if that's what happens, okay. If it's not what happens, okay. I'm happy either way. I just want to go fight Jenny and beat Jenny. I think with the Christine thing, you know, I didn't really have any opponents to like sit and wait for. Like Christine was like, I was like, you know what? She's the top dog. I'm going to go for it because that's just the kind of person I am. I wanted to go for that fight and just try to test myself against the best. So I really chomped at the bit for it. And this time I'm kind of like, I just want to go beat up Jenny and then whatever comes. I'm not going to put any pressure on anything. I'll fight whoever, whenever.
You seem dialed in, Taylor.
Yeah.
We talked to Jenny the other day. You both are focused. You're both in insane shape, and I can't wait for this co-main event.
Yeah.
Saturday night, January 27th. This Saturday, everybody. If you're watching this show, you already know, but if you
just
listen
wait,
later,
you guys been posting Jenny's abs. You haven't seen mine yet. I'm fucking ripped, baby. Let's go.
prove it.
Yeah.
Send them over. We'll post them.
All right. All right. Hey.
All right.
It's a hard time.
Hey, we post everybody's shit. All right. So we will see you when we see you. We will not be there live this weekend. Unfortunately, we have other things going on in our lives, but best of luck to you.
Watching.
Thank you for coming on.
Your child is so fucking cute and funny and a character. Like, I can't.
My son,
Nolan? Yes, the push-ups, the everything. I've been watching keeping up with all his stuff on there.
Quite the character.
Did you see him reading? Do you see him reading to me and shit? He's a fucking nutcase. I love it.
So fun.
Yeah, he's definitely something else, and he's very
that clip at school tomorrow.
Yeah, he's super into boxing and jiu-jitsu too. Like he's like all in on everything. So I love it. Maybe he'll be something someday for sure.
He will. Oh yeah.
All right.
Well,
awesome. Well, thank you, Taylor. Best of luck this weekend. We'll talk to you soon.
Later.
Bye. Taylor, the Killa Bee Starling, fighting Jenny Savage Saturday night. I hope you guys are all tuning in. I mean, I'm hyped for that one for sure.
You better.
And
you ain't watching,
we have our.
You wrong.
Yeah, if you were watching, you wrong. We got Isaac Doolittle ready to
Yep.
come in. You want to give away something real
Yes.
quick?
Yes.
Isaac,
yes,
just give me
yes.
10 more seconds here. Let's go, Mike. What is it?
Yes. So
What do we
let's do this. And this is what do you guys, can you guess whose poster it's going to be? I mean, I don't even know. Do you know, Kyle? Oh, that's right. It's Taylor Killa Bee Starling, not killer. Take the ER. It's an A, because we gangsters around here. Listen, you can win this if you answer a question that she just answered during the interview, which is pretty damn funny that she answered this question. Everybody get ready. And I apologize if something appears on your screen, if you think you answered it, whatever funnels in here from Facebook and YouTube, if you say something at the same time and however it shows up in whoever's first on our page, that's who we pick. There's no way for us to know from the millisecond here. So apologies. Here we go. Answer this in the chat if you're on Facebook or YouTube. And the question is, how many seconds did it take for Taylor Starling to stop Cassie Robb, which she just answered in one of her... She was talking and she said it. And I was like, oh, well, there we go. She just said the answer. So hopefully you guys were paying attention. If not, Google is just a couple of away.
There it is. So go ahead and win that one. Get it to hang up in your house. Hey, we got our last guest of the evening. He is the Honey Badger. He is one of the most exciting fighters in all of BKFC every single time he goes out there. And he's making his venture back to 185. And he's not taking on any slouch. He's taking on one of the top dogs up there. A 9-foot-tall samurai by the name of Jomi Escoboza. Let's go ahead and bring him on. Isaac, the Honey Badger Doolittle. What is up?
There he is.
Look at this guy.
Is he only 9 feet tall?
To you, he must seem that way, right? What's up, Isaac? How are you?
Figured he was bigger.
That's not big enough then? He's not big enough.
Dude's a skyscraper. That's all I'm saying. That's going to be... I don't think I'm going to be able to hit his chin. It's going to be like Mario.
Speed bagging his belly button.
I was thinking knees.
What is it? What was it? King Hippo and Mike
you
Tyson's
punch him in the belly
Out.
button and his shorts fall. And then you got a couple shots on him from that.
That's my strategy. That's my strategy.
I don't think that he's that size. He's not that width. I'm not sure if this is going to work on Jomi.
He's not the width, so I got to worry about that turn. That they might slide off, and then, well, he might be thin enough. His shorts might slide off too.
Dude, I mean, I am so excited about this fight card. There are so many well put together matches, and this is one that, like, when it was announced, we were like, whoa, Isaac and fucking Jomi. We are gonna get a happy, hydrated, not so hungry for food Isaac Doolittle. We're gonna get what I mean? You're gonna be hydrated. You're not gonna be killing yourself to go at 175 anymore. We all love food, Isaac. You know what I mean? 185 sounds a little better.
Yeah. What was it? You were talking about Starling and Savage's abs. I'm like, we got abs.
They're under there, man. I'm telling you, I got one too.
I'm protecting them. I really like them. I'm protecting them.
So let's talk about this, man. The 175 project is over. You told us that the last time we talked to you. You said that was it. You're going back to 185. When they approached you with Jomi, I mean, I know you obviously in most fighters will be like, it didn't matter what they were going to say. When they said Jomi, we were like, oh, okay, like this guy is a freaking monster. He's 8-1. He's a former champion. I'm not only going back to 185, I'm fighting a guy that could very well be in title contention. You know what I mean? What was going through your brain?
You got to realize that all my prospects at this point are in title contention. It would have either been Danny Christie, Jared Warren, Josh Dyer, or Jomi.
Wow. Yeah, that's a murderer's row right there. So
yeah,
so you were ready for it.
Division.
Very stacked. And like we have talked previously on the show, we believe the 185 title is vacant right now without any official. This is just us speculating, but Lorenzo made it very, very clear that he's fucking basically done with 185. So
I don't blame
This-
him. That he's got a lot of muscle mass in the shoulders and the
He's
back. He had
huge.
endocrine. I'm pretty sure if he continues to go down to 185, he's going to have endocrine problems.
His hands alone, though, are 25 pounds apiece.
2 to 5 pounds apiece. It's ridiculous. They're like baby heads.
Yeah, they're fucking huge.
I
So
sparred with him in Colorado, and it's just like, well, no wonder he never misses.
I was just gonna bring that up. You did some training with Lorenzo a couple times now. How is training going for Jomi, and is Lorenzo involved in this training camp at all?
No, he's not involved in this training camp. The training camp's going pretty well. It's a lot of cardio, a lot of positioning drills, and explosivity, because I got to reach past that 360-yard arm.
Right, you got to really dip into the Mike Tyson style that you have been known to fucking go to anyway, with the bob and weave and get on the inside. So, have you ever fought a guy quite as long as Jomi?
Maybe like, is Jared? Is that
Jared Warren?
Is
Bob
Jared the same
Hoffman.
size?
Jared Warren is about an inch or two shorter, and I think he's got maybe an inch less reach. Boss Hogg has his reach. Basically, Jay Jackson had I think they said Jomi was like 78 or 79. Even Jay Jackson had 75.
You always find yourself in this position.
The only time I didn't was Richmond and Bostwick, and they only had like 4 or 5 inches on me. So,
Jesus, go ahead, Kyle.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, I was gonna go back to the Richmond fight and how crazy an amount of damn punches that you landed. I went to that fight page to see the stats on it, and there's no way they're right. My memory says you threw at least 1,000 punches, and when I look, it does not say that. So I do not believe that it's right. So there's no way. But for real though, I
think upper hundreds, lower 200s, something like that.
On the website, on like the BKFC website, if you go to the punch stats, there's no way. I went through the rounds and nothing is over 100. I was like, there's no way. There's no way. I got to go back and count, because I believe that next morning we were talking to your coach at like breakfast. I think that's when we were talking to him, and we were talking about counting and we were just like going through, just trying to count them, and we were definitely in like the 120 something. It was It was up there.
It was quite a bit, and we had spent so much time on punching running opponents, like somebody who angles off, squares off. When he stood in front of me, I'm sitting there. Even my coach apparently turned to my girlfriend in the corner and said something along the lines of, "Shit, I forgot to teach him day 1 boxing."
Damn. Speaking of your girlfriend, she's in the comments, and everybody knows her, the lovely Jessica Link. She says you have her shirt on right now. Is she lying?
Not my fault. It fits me better than you.
Is that PlayStation?
Supplement
Original
World.
PlayStation? What does it say?
Supplement World.
Oh, Supplement World in the PlayStation,
like PlayStation
logo.
style.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah,
she's just mad it looks better on me than her.
She's calling you out. You guys have any cat issues lately, or is that? A
I
thing
don't.
of the past?
She does.
The cat burn her house down now, or what? For those who are
No,
watching,
she is accusing my little buddy of violently shitting everywhere, and I just don't see it. I never see it. Every time I'm there, he's cuddly and adorable, and then I leave, and apparently mayhem happens. It's all allegations on her part.
How is that cat still around?
I would definitely.
with the flooding,
this isn't the one that flooded it. You realize she's got 4 of them, right?
Oh, okay.
Well, I did not know. I probably could assume she had more than 1 cat, but I don't know if she had 4. I would die in that house.
So this is a fault of her own making. The cactus she tried to blame on me. It was not me.
What happened with the cactus? I don't know.
That was what plugged up the sink and flooded the house.
The cactus is what plugged the sink that led to the flood. Oh,
the cat is who hit the faucet and turned it on.
The cat was looking out the window, knocked the cactus off, and she's got one of those like you just
the fucking sink.
Yeah, it fell face first into the drain, and then just while we were gone to one of her fights, it just overflowed for probably like 2 days.
Insane. insane. So like
That
people
is some
watching,
Looney Tunes stuff.
it flooded all through. So you're gone for a couple days. The water was running at a very probably a decently slow for 2 days. Good thing it wasn't all the way on because that
No,
probably
I'm
would have
pretty
been
sure
insane.
with that much damage, it was all the way up.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, it went over, filled up the floor, went through the floor, through the ceiling, into the bedroom, like everywhere. Oh man.
It was everywhere. I felt so bad for her. She's made it work. I'm very impressed. And now she's doing reconstruction on it. And I was like, well, I can help. And then I see the pictures. I was like, you don't need my help.
Yeah, you're gonna have to hire somebody.
No. She's doing it herself, and it looks like she did hire somebody.
Holy shit.
Flooring, walls, it looks perfect. She sent me some photos today. I was hella impressed.
Dude, DJ Tony just wrote "wet bandits" in the comments, and it made me laugh out loud.
That is right.
The calling card of the wet bandits. That's so fucking crazy. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, TJ Slaxton says he's allergic to cats. Me too. I would literally die in that house if I was left there.
But that's why Schmiegel, the handsome gentleman, is hypoallergenic.
Oh, you know what? I bought a hypoallergenic dog, and it's if you got a really bad allergy, pets still have dander, just not as much with the hair. So I still couldn't have it. I could.
This one doesn't have hair.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. You said Schmiegel, the handsome gentleman. So if anybody knows what Schmiegel is from the Lord of the Rings, this is a hairless cat, obviously.
Yeah,
he is the most handsome thing you have ever seen in your life.
Mr. Bigglesworth wasn't Mr. Bigglesworth.
I don't know if I can handle that.
Dr. Evil's cat, the fucking looked like a nutsack.
I think so. You always carrying a nutsack around.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Hey, what else we got to do with your time?
Dude, this is the most we've ever talked about cats on this fucking show. I can guarantee you that. Hey, I noticed you drinking this. I noticed you drinking this here. Are you?
Oh, you got one too?
You're a get shit doneer guy, huh?
So I finally got sponsored by a company that loves things as much as I do. Because let's be honest, I'm already two-fisting a hot and a cold. And I got a coffee company to sponsor me. You better believe I'm going to be promoting them in every avenue.
I love
that. Is my blood type is caffeine.
Well,
I
Frank's
love it.
The man. Yeah,
I
Frank
have coffee
is the man.
right here.
He is.
I mean, did you notice while everybody else was drinking a beer after the Richmond fight, I had 2 cups of coffee.
I believe it, and I have all bunch of videos and stuff from that night, so I could go back and seek it out. But I believe you.
I drank 1 beer because we agreed to have a beer afterwards, and then I went to coffee.
And you said I don't usually drink beers, but I'm going to have one with Mike tonight. And you guys sat there. That was one of the coolest moments ever.
That's what I was going to say. That night in that hotel, there was just an aura and feeling around. Like, now you guys are in a different mode because you just fought and you're talking. But I'm going to tell you, for the people that were witnesses and sat at that table, because there was a bunch of us around in that lobby, that sitting there with all those people, that was like one of the most iconic, like one of the biggest memories of my life. Like that, it was insane. Like that, just sitting there and watching you guys have a beer and go over minute by minute, second by second of the fight and just relive it in front of us. And we just all sat there in silence and just listened. It was incredible because it wasn't just us.
I was just
Jessica Link was there. Torres was there, but Sean Wheelock, Chris Lytle, like there was a bunch of people there just listening.
Well, I don't think people believe me when I say I'm here for fun. The paycheck is not, and you're not making this a job. The paycheck is nothing to write home about. The accolade's cool. I'm going to get a shiny little belt that I'm going to put on the wall, and I don't even show anybody my fight posters. I don't like to talk about that I fight because people see me as big and scary, and then you ask Jessica and you'll realize I'm a giant ass teddy bear who crumbles into a little thing when I see a kid. I don't promote that I fight. I don't promote any of that. It doesn't matter to me. I'm here because I enjoy it. It's like chess. So whether I win or lose, I had so much fun exchanging blows and just being in that moment, that adrenaline high, that chess match. Hell, even when I landed the shot that muddled him in that second round, I remember standing there because my coach had told me how the play was going to go almost to the second. And when I hit him and it happened like almost to the second when he said it was going to happen, I remember just going, fucking Potato was right. And I stormed after him and started clobbering him. And
Potato. I love that you call him Potato.
If
anyone could see him too, it's great. It's a good nickname. I am
he's
sure
a good dude.
He's a great dude. Man.
I've called him anywhere from the Potato to the Spudstradamus to there's a whole bunch of stuff. But hey, he moved on, and I had to go find another coach, so we parted ways.
Okay. Well,
I'm finding because I found a pretty good one here close to home. He was I think he was a silver gloves boxer in the Army. He's trying to turn me into a boxer and slowly realizing that I'm a freak of nature and not in a good way with my short arms.
Well, you when are you heading down to Florida? Tuesday, Wednesday?
Wednesday, I believe, is when the flight leaves.
Wednesday.
Nice.
Hollywood, man. It's the fucking, I cannot wait to get down there. Although I was watching DJ Tony's show last night and they were telling us that it's only going to be like in the 60s. So I was hoping for like,
Florida it's been negative 40. I just got finishing repairing my burst pipes.
Oh no way.
Oh, no.
A fucking
water is not being nice to you guys, man. Water is the enemy.
Water is the enemy. So
you should replace anything that's water in your house, replace it with coffee. It would be much nicer.
If I could, I would. You better believe that.
Yeah, hot coffee. You're just washing up in the shower and hot coffee. That's wonderful. That's what we should do.
Jets, these men are geniuses, and you need to acknowledge it.
It's wonderful.
See?
Have you ever had? Right. I'm going off into a whole tangent just because we can, because we can do whatever we want. We are fucking adults, okay? Have you ever had that the coffee from India where it's like a cat pooped it out? Have you ever heard of that?
I'm not that rich.
You know what I'm talking about, right? You have.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be like it's something like $100 and some odd bucks a pound. And I'm sorry, I drink so much it'd be gone in 20 minutes.
It's called Kopi Luwak. Right?
Yeah,
it's
that's
also
the one.
Known as cat poop coffee. It's a real thing. We've been talking about coffee. We're talking about cats. Why not talk about cat poop coffee? Kopi Luwak, right?
It's supposed to be the biggest thing because the enzymes eat away the skin around the coffee beans, tenderize them, give them all sorts of flavors. I just think it'd be musty.
Yeah, I know. I am so when I ever heard about this, and that's like, because I was like, what's the best, most expensive coffee, whatever? And that comes up, and I was like, wait, this is not what I expected to find. It's a dark roast.
I feel like it would be musty.
I think it'd be very acidic too, don't you?
It would have to be either a dark roast or a brown roast, and I'm not sure where the line blurs on that one.
Yes, civet. They're civet cats, right? So that it's wild, and I looked it up, and there are some on Amazon that are selling for a decent price. It'd be expensive if you were buying it yourself, but I think a few people in my shop at work are getting very close to kicking on a bag. We might have to try it out. So
you might have to bring me a cup. It doesn't have to. I can reheat it. Just bring it in like a little mug through.
I will do that.
Security.
I will 100% do that. Maybe we've got a bit. Maybe we've got a bit for Saturday after the fights, huh?
There we go. I like this. I like
a little
this.
poop coffee to wake you up the next day. You know.
I mean, it'll perk you right up. I can guarantee. It's that musty. It's gonna smell. I'm pretty sure a little bit like mothballs when you first comes out into the cup.
No shit.
Yeah, all shit.
Yes. I mean, you're putting ideas, and I am a follow thrower. So we might have some of that Kopi Luwak coffee when we get to Florida.
I promise it won't be cheating on your sponsor at all. You know what I mean, he'll go for this one. He'll be all right.
Oh,
no, we're literally getting shit done coffee.
Right? My sponsor is sending me a new batch, and I'm super excited. He sent a picture with it, and I told him that I'm going to pair it up with my morning wood because nothing perks you up like morning wood and coffee.
Yeah, everybody loves that.
Oh God, this conversation.
It's degraded. It's not all my fault. I'll take responsibility for 50% of it.
Okay, I'll take the other half.
It's great. I love this. I love every bit of it. And then getting back to you and your craziness and all this shit. The Mike Richmond fight was the one where you fucking broke down on the way there and had to like rebuild your fucking starter or something.
Yeah, you were like,
did
you have like an radiator?
The radiator, was that fight, or was that the Jared Warren fight?
No, it was.
I went to drive to Denver, and the morning of, and then all of a sudden it went to hot, and I opened it up, and there it was in the front, just spurting out coolant, and I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah, that shit.
So
was crazy.
I had help. It wasn't just me. Somebody helped me. Did probably the lion's share of the work.
I gotta tell you, dude. I feel like you and Link should have a reality show.
I think so.
Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that.
We do. We just said
it. I swear,
I am
man,
terrified for your sanity.
You should be. You should be.
Because let me tell you the thing that I adored first off, right off the bat, because she's got a bit of an attitude. But we went on our first date, and this girl, I swear, we're going there, and her Jeep, just everything on it started malfunctioning. We pull into this little amusement park kind of game store. It's kind of like a local Dave and Buster's, and vehicle dies, absolutely dies. It's obviously the alternator. She assessed it as such, and she looked at me, and I'm like, okay, date's ruined. We got to take care of this. And she looks me dead in the eyes and goes, let's go play. We'll take care of it when we're done.
Hell yeah, we will.
So we went and played, came back. She got it towed back, and I was like, all right, so I'll go get the alternator in the morning. I do know how to replace an alternator. I got some tools I got to pick up. And she looked at me, and she goes, all right, let's go to bed. Sleeps. I woke up late because I was exhausted. We were up late doing the games and with the tow truck. I woke up. She comes in, and she's like, all right, all done. I was like, with what? Oh, I just ran down to the store, got the alternator, put it in. Didn't take me too long.
Wow, that's awesome.
All right, I'm get me some coffee and sit with my demasculation of some sort.
Yeah. I'll just be over here. Don't mind me.
I'll be the trophy boyfriend. I'm good with this. This is awesome.
What do you want for breakfast? So how do you like your eggs?
Yeah, how do you like your eggs, and how long you want your massage?
That's
beautiful.
amazing.
Hey, that's awesome. That's awesome. I get that vibe from Jessica. She is very chill. I'm pretty sure she could take a bullet to the shoulder, but if she breaks a nail, somebody's dying. It's the minor. It's the minor. But I've seen her deal with some crazy stuff. She is impressive.
Fucking
it is cool. I love it.
You guys are great together. I mean, we have a good time every time we see you for sure. Yeah. And I hope we see her down there. I'm sure we'll see her down there.
Oh yeah, she'll be there.
We're not going to keep you all night, but we talked to Jomi, or no, we're going to be talking to Jomi tomorrow. Yep. But do you believe with Lorenzo, back to fighting for a second, with Lorenzo vacating, you and Jomi, do you believe that you and Jomi, the winner of this, would probably fight, say, Jared Warren, who just knocked out Danny Christie overseas? So Jared Warren's there. You and Jomi do your thing. The winner comes out victorious and faces Jared Warren for the vacant title. Do you think that that's kind of the idea?
So how I thought it was going to go down was he's got the UK title. I figured it was going to be me and Jomi for the American title, and then it was going to be a Dyer Warren trilogy for the British title, and then the winners would unite.
But he doesn't own
world.
but he didn't beat Danny Christie for the title, though, right?
What?
That Danny Christie title wasn't on the line when they fought.
Was it?
No.
You know what's weird? And I thought we're just going along. I thought it was a joke at first, and we were going along with it. But no, it's not. And I think it's like a thing where like only if you fight in BKFC UK can you hold that title. But if there's like an intermixing, it's just world titles. Yeah. So technically I think Christie still holds on to that. We'll have to
I
bring
am
that up. We'll have to bring
so
that up with
confused
Brass.
now. I thought it because I was hoping if I won, knock on wood, however it is, if I won and then morning wood. If I
Knock on
won
wood.
and then Dyer won, Dyer would get or would dress up because we've had this. You can't call it beef because he's called me handsome. I've called him handsome. It's been the nicest beef I've ever. And so I figured I'd buy all the stuff. I'd get him to dress up as a red coat, and I'd have a little kiddie pool at weigh-ins, and I'd have a big box labeled tea, and I'd like start chucking it in there with like fake tomahawks. Like we'd make it a whole thing.
I love that. A little history lesson for all the people watching.
Just really, really dumb and over the top.
It would have been fucking phenomenal.
I love that. Yeah, I do love that. And it's too bad that he didn't get that UK belt. I'm very sad. Maybe we'll just have to make a fake one so we can just have it and you just play it out.
Right. Intercontinental. Now it's just I got to see if my beard is strong enough to hold up to Jomi, and that's going to be a test.
Oh yeah, there is a beard war going on.
Is a beard war.
I mean, that man has extravagant because he was telling me that I had to grow out my hair, and I'm like, I don't have much to do. This isn't happening.
Well, if you get over to Dynamic Life, you can get some hair.
That's correct.
Rejuvenation. You know what I'm saying? One of our sponsors, by the way.
That's right.
Oh,
and they're in Miami.
Yep, they can help you with weight loss, hair loss, and boner meds.
Anti-aging, sexual health.
Mm-hmm.
Become a patient in just 20 seconds. But they're in Miami for real. I mean, you never know. Maybe it'll be on the house. I'm not promising that. I'm just saying. But anyways, you ever think about
his face?
You could look like quite a Viking. You shave your head. You fucking just got the beard going. I feel like that would be a pretty tough look.
I'm more a dwarf. Short, stocky, bearded.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you would look. I think you would look pretty tough with that. With the no hair, you go in there.
Too short.
Like a warrior.
I'm too short. It's just gonna look like a stumpy. It's gonna look like it's gonna look like Grumpy from the Seven Dwarves just walking down there.
Well, maybe I don't know. You
could be right. Look up what Grumpy.
I feel like you've been there before. I think you have everything lined up here. So I think.
And then there's Jets walking out behind me, just all mortified.
All right, man. Well, hey, we're excited to see this fight. Welcome back to the light heavyweight division. You and Jomi are going to put on a show. I cannot wait to get to Florida.
That man is impressive in his durability. Have the ability to deflect and return punches on his tomahawk or mohawk fight. His dominance in the trigon. He's an impressive dude.
Yes, he is.
Absolutely. Just another banger of a fight on that BKFC 57
what a
card.
It's
going to be fantastic.
You know what I just noticed? I didn't bring up any pictures the entire night, but let's just take a look at these two wonderful men here. Where is it? Where's my pictures? Where's my pictures? All right, maybe I don't have the pictures.
You have photos that I don't know about?
Yeah, it was, it's about that first date with the broke down Jeep. He's got all the pictures.
I was thinking hidden cameras. I got a little worried.
Check this out, right? We have a signed poster of you. You signed that. Unless you didn't, you tell us now that you didn't actually sign it, and we're gonna have to call out Russ.
I mean, yeah, I did. I was like, how well can I lie?
All right, well, how about this? The other ones we had to give away when the fighters weren't on the show, but we do have a picture of you here signed for some lucky fan that's watching right now. If they can answer this question about you, and you don't have to go too far into your Instagram to find out the answer to this question, and you may have alluded to it in certain ways during this interview. What hobby can you catch Isaac Doolittle taking part in when he's not fighting in the squared circle? And
I probably have undiagnosed ADHD, so that doesn't really narrow it down.
Well, you know what? Somebody already answered it so fast that it's insane, and they got it right, and it's Carmine, and he's in the comments, and I'm going to bring it up right now, and he said it, working wood. Yes, the old morning wood. He loves to work on wood in the morning, and that is correct.
Morning wood and
you
coffee.
you do a lot of woodworking, I noticed, man. My brother does too. When did you have we talked about this before? When did you get into that?
Well, I got a shop now, so I actually have space to do it. I've always tried to dabble. My dad woodworked for a little bit. He tried to teach my oldest brother, and then he was uninterested, so he gave up on teaching the rest of us. And I'm sitting there at the bottom, just like, I want to learn. So I never took shop class, but I basically just started hammering things together. And well, now I have to sand them, and then I do this, and then I started Googling how to finish things and how to make this, how to make that. Oh, that looks pretty simple. Basic geometry for angles, and just kind of slowly evolved. I do projects for people, skills that I've done pretty well at. I'll start selling to friends, like making tables or anything that I'm doing that's new, cabinetry or trim work. I do for myself first.
That's
nice,
awesome.
man. It is awesome. It's pretty cool. My brother ended up getting way into doing woodwork, and he made a whole shop in his house, and it's crazy. He went
Tell
all
him the name. Tell him the name of his shop.
Oh, that was the name of his sales company. Take it to the top sales. So if the acronym is actually TITS, TITTTS, take it to the top sales.
Amazing.
Yes. Tits.
I'm waiting on, because I got my artist working on something. Then I'm gonna put it into a brand, and all of my stuff's gonna have Morning Wood Workshop.
Perfect. That's great. Nice.
T-shirts. I could see the whole thing, man. Fucking definitely sell.
I mean, on my beard company, I got in trouble with my family because they're very Southern Baptist. But for workshop was wood and mint, and I always said that every woman loves the smell of hardwood on a stiff breeze.
Nice, dude. You're like fucking Shakespeare, man. I love it.
If we want to boil it down really, really low.
Yeah, I love it so much. It's great.
Isaac, you are the man, and we're excited to see you and Jomi down there. You guys are both great people, and we're going to be talking to your opponent tomorrow night. So, any final words before we let you go?
I just want to give a shout out to Get Shit Done Coffee Company, and then Unbreakable Fitness. Or Unbreakable Strength with Annie Spence. She has been phenomenal in helping me with my explosivity for this training. So we did a lot of work with Bostwick, and if you saw that cut wasn't as hard on me as it should have. That was a lot in part to Jess's cutting knowledge and my Annie's physical training. And then Ethos of Men, Zebulon out in Colorado. He's a good friend of mine, good sponsor, and has a lot of words of wisdom. Also, Defense Mid Patrick Shuck and Buck Petticord with Defense Midwest. They have been teaching me how to actually use my firearm since I'm a Midwesterner.
Oh, nice. We like guns.
Yes, we do.
We're gun people for sure.
We do love guns.
That is good stuff, Isaac. Thank you for coming on. That was a great interview. You were fun as hell as always, and your fights are just as fun. So we'll see you down there. We'll be down there next week, so we'll see you in person, and we'll drink some coffee.
Sounds good.
We'll drink some shit coffee or something.
I'll hold you to that coffee.
I think that I'll be looking for it as soon as we get off the air here.
Okay. All right, brother. Take it easy.
Later, man. Later. We won't be drinking it before the fight, because imagine if we did and he got sick from it like we all did.
No fight.
And it ruined the whole fight and everything. That would be fucking awful. But I was gonna tell him just before, because you were saying like, oh, I love your fights and this and that. I believe he made like our top 10 fights of the year, him and Bostwick. When we were going over all the fights, we picked 6, but he was in like the top 10. So like when we narrow down the fights, and however many people like I don't know if people, we've said this too, we look back at every friggin' fight and we watch them all multiple times. So like we had a whole list, 20, 15. I think him and Bostwick made it down to our top 10, because go back and watch that fight, and it was close, and it was pretty good, man. That was a good, fun fight.
He's never not in a fun fight.
I know.
Like, I'm not bullshitting just because he was just on the show here. None of his fights suck, and that's just what you get with Isaac. It's great.
Yeah.
He's a freaking bulldog in there. He's a honey badger. You know what I mean? Honey badger don't give a shit.
Yeah.
He goes in there, and he was so like funny the night he the night of the Mike Richmond fight afterwards, in that, was it the second round that he just dumped it all? And
yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the second round. He just went all out.
He went all out, and then he
Everything.
said he sat down on the stool, and then he saw Mike Richmond walk into the center line. He was like, "Fuck, I got to stand up now." And he said he basically felt like he couldn't move his legs anymore, like he had an adrenaline dump. And he was very like fun, like super honest about it. He's like, "I absolutely emptied the tank in that round.
Yeah,
I was fucked."
Like, he was like hoping, he's like, I was hoping that was it. Like he ended it. He wasn't gonna get back up, but he did. And I was like, shit, I gotta fucking stand up now. Oh my god.
I gotta stand up. Yeah, he's like, I basically went in there just basically completely fucked in that last round. And he's super honest about everything, and he fights like a maniac. It's great that he's on this card. Yeah. I'm so happy about going down to we haven't been to Florida for a fight in a long time.
Oh,
it seems like I don't remember the last one. Was it Orlando? Like we haven't been to a Florida fight in a while.
It's been quite some time.
And Hollywood's a great spot, and I'm extra excited about this because like I said before, my dad's going to the fight, and he's never been to these fights live. He's seen them on TV, but he's excited. Him and his buddy Jimmy are going. Jimmy's like my other dad. They're gonna drive up from Fort Myers, and they're gonna check out the fights
drive over.
Yeah, they're gonna drive over there. Yeah, they're gonna drive over there. They're gonna spend the night. But they're gonna get to see, dude. They're gonna get to see all these crazy fights, and like, you got Derek Perez and Ryan Reber on the prelims, right? Is that what you got?
Know?
You know what I mean? You got Rambo LaFleur and you got Rambo Russo in the damn opening fight of the night. It's like there's so many incredible fights on here, and the Bercier Tomahawk one is guaranteed to be a banger. Somebody's going to sleep there. Someone's getting ended. Jomi and Isaac, I expect a 5-round war with those two.
Yeah.
The main event, like I said to Luis earlier, Austin Trout is one of the most technically skilled boxers that they've ever had step into this sport, coming over from glove boxing. This is a huge fight for Palomino. This card is just fucking crazy, dude.
It is unbelievable. Look at this, is under the radar right here.
Oh,
totally
dude.
Flying under the radar.
Yep. Where do you know where that is on the card? Is that main card? That's main
you know what
card,
I'm going to do?
It's got to be main card.
If you give me 1 second, because we loaded so many pictures up recently that we only get so much space on this program. It erases some of the older pictures that are on here. So as I upload these pictures, it's erasing some of them. So let me get the full card on here so we can check out the place.
Oh, dude, the co-main event, Mike.
Yeah.
The co-main event.
I know.
Are you bringing the whole thing up right now?
I am. I'm looking for it right now.
So oh my God. I'm looking at this card right now, and I cannot wait for you to bring it up because it's fucking
Actually, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do for us right now. I'm going to go right to the event. I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to share the old screen.
That's what I thought you were doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Because I had it on a picture, but because I uploaded a ton of other pictures, it erased it off of it. So I was looking through my folders. But that's just going to take too long. And we don't have all the time in the world here, do we? Do we, Kyle?
We have all the fucking time we want.
We do. We actually can do whatever we want because I said it earlier. We're fucking adults. We can drink fucking cat shit coffee if we want to, and it doesn't matter what anybody says. You understand?
Oh, yeah. This card's fucking crazy. Here we go.
All right. So here it is.
Dude, look at scroll all the way down to the prelims. Start at the prelims and go up because if this is the way it is, these prelims, dude, you start the night off with Rambo and Street, which I don't know anything about Street, but you know how Rambo is. It might not be a long fight.
Rambo's a character. You sent me a video the other day was that on Instagram?
That was so funny. It was so, I think he's just being himself too.
He is. He has.
But scroll up. Look at these three prelims. Are you fucking kidding me? Townsel and Bercier on the prelims, banger.
Those noses tell me I punch and get punched in the face for a living. Look at those noses.
Absolutely.
Holy smokes.
But dude, Reber Perez, those are the 3 prelims. Are you fucking kidding me? Get the fuck out of here. Really? That's incredible. Those are three great fights to start off the night to kick off the numbered events for 2024. That's fantastic.
Yep.
All right. Then we go to you got Derek Gates and Plaziola.
Yep.
Gates is always in exciting fights. Plaziola hits like a truck. You know what I'm saying?
He does.
This one,
and Williams.
Yep. This one here, we talked to Williams.
Ibarola's like an up-and-comer, too. Williams is from the tryouts, right? He came from the tryouts.
We talked to him 2 weeks ago, and nice guy.
He fought Rick Caruso in his first fight in BKFC.
Managed by
Zion.
Zion, that's right.
Yes.
And then you got the return of Christine Vicines.
Yeah, she's been away for a while.
And she's taking on Sydney. Dude, Sydney Smith is a gamer for sure. And like Christine is one that after her first 2 fights, like everybody was like, she's going to be the one to challenge for a belt. Give her a couple more fights. She's going to challenge for a belt. So,
and then Sydney, she was MIA for one year.
Yep. So we got that one. The big boys, the heavyweights are going to be. I don't know too much about these guys, to be honest with you. You could speak on them, Mike, if you do. I
don't know that much about them either. Is Perdomo from? Did he fight in Prospect? Let's see something real quick.
Let's check.
Yes, he did. He fought Prospects against Ryan Show. And he fought on Palomino Lily too. So, and we were actually doing a watch party during that night.
Yeah,
so,
probably having beers.
But
then we know all these.
I do remember that fight actually. And then look at this. See, we could not quite possibly fit in every single one of these people because we wanted to have all these guys on the show. We were like, how are we going to fit all these people into the show? We just couldn't do it. We couldn't get everybody on, but we will get them when we get to Florida. So that is a promise there.
Inclán, we know Inclán, but Chris Garcia is a fucking beast, dude. This is a tough fight.
I don't know which way this one's going.
Yeah, that one's exciting. And then you go up, you got Blas and fucking Daniel Alvarez. Alvarez was his last fight against
the main event against Reggie.
Was Reggie. Yeah, that was a crazy fight. That was a wild fight. Some slams. There was some trips.
A really wild fight.
But
this madness.
You got Cinder Block Hands Brian Duran, who's going to be on
the same card.
Yeah, this card's crazy. He's going to be on the show tomorrow night. He'll be second on our guest list tomorrow night. Brian Duran, he'll be on tomorrow night. So make sure you're checking him out tomorrow night. Second guest on the docket. Scroll up, Mike. We got this one. Jomi and Isaac Doolittle. We just talked to Isaac. Jomi's coming on the show tomorrow night. He's gonna be the anchor on the show. So we're gonna talk to him at the end. So make sure you guys are listening to that. Co-main event: Bryce Henry and Robbie Peralta. Are you shitting me? Are you kidding me?
I know.
Unbelievable. This card is nuts. And then
it's still not over.
Right. And then you got your main event. And tomorrow night, starting off the show, we're going to talk to Austin Trout about his fight with Luis Palomino. We talked to Luis tonight. He gave us all kinds of information, answered all the questions that we wanted to ask, dude. I'm glad that he answered them. He was very honest too.
Yeah, I did. I did enjoy that interview. Because there's a couple of things. He's not fighting at 155. He didn't vacate 165. The Soto fight's probably not going to ever happen now. So it's probably Soto versus Henry if Henry wins that fight, right? Or Soto.
It's got to be.
Lily.
It has to be. I mean, if what Luis said about managing Lily,
I'm just going to scroll through this while we're talking for people.
But
to
he
see
said
what's
that
been made.
We learned that tonight. He's managing James Lilly.
Yep.
Luis Palomino is. So with him managing Lily, he said to us earlier tonight that Feldman and them talked, or him and BKFC talked, and that he doesn't think James will get a title shot because he's coming off a loss. So that would make you think that the winner of the Robbie Peralta Bryce Henry will fight Tony Soto for the vacant 155 title. You would think, right?
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I'm sure that that is going to be a push, but hey, sometimes you get surprised. You get surprised by some.
You know what? Either one of those fights, though, like Soto Lily, Soto Henry, Soto Peralta, those are all like
it's all got to be Soto though. Soto has to.
it has to be. It has to. He's 6-0. He's 6-0.
Yes, he's 6-0.
6-0. And he's coming off of back-to-back wins with Tyler Goodjohn and Kevin Kroom. And he's sitting atop the division at the number 1 spot. So it has to be him.
Yeah.
Tony at 6-0 against probably the winner of Henry and Peralta. Or
That's what I'm imagining. And whoever wins that fight, it'll probably be Lily.
I would like to know if Tony's not in the comments anymore, I don't think. But I wonder, out of those 3, would he rather fight James Lilly first and then Bryce or Peralta, whoever wins that one, or wait and see?
I don't know if he'll say, I think it might be in his
wonder.
best interest not to pick one of them and just let the cards fall where they may.
Yeah. So, hey, a lot to unpack from tonight's show.
Yes.
That was great.
We're about to hit 2 hours.
Yeah, we're about to hit 2 hours. So tune in tomorrow night. We have 4 guests again. Oh, our 3rd guest tomorrow night, guys. I forgot to. I just told you who 3 of them are, but we're going to kick off the show with Austin Trout. And then we're going to follow him up with Brian Duran. Then we're going to talk to the Super Samoan, Mark Hunt.
Yes.
The walk-off.
Hunt.
The walk-off king, Mark Hunt. 3rd guest of the evening tomorrow night. And then we're going to wrap it up with Jomi Escoboza. So
cannot wait.
Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Make sure you're all back tomorrow night for the duration, because all 4 guests are bangers again. And I said it the other day on an Instagram post. I feel like, Mike, I'm tooting our own horn now. We're trying to venture into the closest thing that the bare knuckle world has to the MMA hour.
Yes.
That's it. This is it right here.
This is it. This is where you're going to find it. We are going to do what we can do to get the most fighters on. We're going to try to cover the most events. We're putting the most effort in everything we do as much as we can. This is it. Cannot wait for tomorrow. Tonight was great. Tomorrow's going to be fantastic. Next week, we go to Florida. We're going to get all those interviews. We're going to get all sorts of stuff. It's going to be fantastic. And I can't wait to share it all with all of you. Congratulations to all our winners tonight. Your stuff will be sent in the mail shortly after. So we have a few, 4 pictures that we gave out. So for the winners, congratulations. We'll let you know when it's in the mail.
Hey, and one more time, shameless plug for my son. If you want to donate to the American Heart Association, he's doing push-ups for dollars over there. He's going to post videos for everybody that donates. He will do a video pushing. Just don't make him do $1 million, but unless you want to donate $1 million,
you have to split them up into pull-ups, push-ups, and some other stuff. Sit-ups.
I'll do push-ups with him too if you guys want me to. But the links to donate to the American Heart Association, the Kids Heart Challenge for Healthy Hearts, is in my personal Facebook page, and I shared it to the to our Facebook Mission Accomplished Facebook page.
Yep.
And I will figure out how to throw it onto Instagram too. So if you guys want to donate, and we thank you in advance. We will see you all tomorrow night when we have another banger for you. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.